I would say the funniest show of all time is... funniest show of all time. ER.
I'ma die on the hill, King of Queens. That's my funniest show of all time. And I say that because if you're scrolling through the channels and it's on, you're like, oh, this show is always on. But then you're like, oh, I remember this episode, and you'll watch it. It's not like Big Bang Theory where you're like, oh, this is on? Why is this always on? Who's watching it?
The funniest show of all time is Golden Girls. I still don't get any of the jokes about Johnny Carson, but it really holds up.
The little show known as the Golden Girls, which to me, it's going to be very hard to top the Golden Girls in my lifetime.
The funniest show of all time is 90 Day Fiance Before the 90 Days. A little over 1,000 episodes to stream at any time you want.
I gotta go with Martin for the million ways it made me laugh when I was younger and the million ways it makes me laugh now.
The funniest TV show of all time is, I think, Eastbound and Down or Seinfeld. They're both fantastic.
I'm gonna have to go with South Park. On point skewering of society for that amount of time, 23 seasons. That's greatness.
The show that I think is the funniest of all time is The Muppet Show.
My answer is Curb Your Enthusiasm. How do you make something that's about nothing so funny?
Funniest show of all time to me is Saturday Night Live. The sheer quantity of comedy, not always quality, but just the number of people who have come in and out of there.
Funniest show of all time is Chappelle's Show. When I was younger, it was by far the funniest thing I had ever experienced.
The funniest show that I've watched in recent times is What We Do in the Shadows. Absolutely hilarious. But where are the black vampires? Where are the black vampires? Why didn't they bite no black people? Have you heard that saying? The darker the berry, the sweeter the juice?
The funniest movie of all time is... Footloose.
I'm gonna go with Friday because it always makes me laugh. Every time I watch a movie, I laugh at the same jokes over and over and over and over again.
Friday gets a second vote from me.
Hands down, the funniest movie of all time is Airplane by the world-famous Zucker brothers.
Definitely Airplane. The jokes per screen time ratio is absolutely off the charts.
I'm gonna have to go with Happy Gilmore. That for me is probably the gold standard of comedic movies.
The funniest movie of all time for me is Young Frankenstein. Mel Brooks is a genius.
Funniest movie of all time is Spirited Away. It's the last movie I saw, and I suffer from acute recency bias, ARB, and what that means is the last thing I saw becomes the most superlative thing I've seen. So Spirited Away is the funniest movie, it's the saddest movie of all time, it's the sexiest movie, it's the most family-friendly movie, it's all of those things.
That's hard, but I'm gonna say Screwed with Dave Chappelle, Danny DeVito, and Norm Macdonald, just because I've watched it recently and it cracked me up.
The funniest movie of all time, in my opinion, is Big. I think Tom Hanks plays an amazing child, and now that I'm older watching it, I just love picturing what the mom was going through the entire time and how this crazy man ran inside her house wearing her son's underwear, and then she had to just deal with that and never got answers. So it's a great movie.